at least back here in Australia, out of the road right now. Dave Warner, would it be folly to dump him before a World Cup even begins?
No, Davey's a class player. He's got a dozen years of credits in the bank where he's been fantastic. We're certainly not judging him just on the last little bit. He's been fantastic for so long. He's been working as hard as he always does. He's been smacking them in the nets, doing all the right things. So I love that he's still had the confidence to come out and play his way in the last couple of games. I think it's really easy in the search for runs to be tentative, but T20 is not a format to be tentative. We want him and all our batters to be fearless, and we want him to keep playing his way.
And Pat, I know you're going to tell me it was a practice match, which that's obvious, but did you feel as if they might have exposed a lot of weaknesses yesterday, the Indians?
I wouldn't look too far into it. Yeah, it's a practice match. You're on an out ground. It's a tied wicket. I think they're always nice to win and get lots of things out of it. But I think you look at it as a practice match. People are trying things.
Thank you,
Lockie McCurdy.
Thanks, Cole. Hey, Pat. Congratulations, obviously, on a big couple of weeks for you personally, becoming a father for the first time. Can you talk us through what the last few months, and I guess especially the last few weeks, has been like? And do you feel refreshed after taking a break from cricket, and are you looking forward to getting back out there?
Yeah, thanks, Lockie. I think, well, first of all, having a big stint at home, Sydney was obviously in lockdown, but we were still able to train. So I trained every day with New South Wales, and it gave me a really good base to, get my body right, work on a few things which you just don't get the chance if you're playing all the time. Things like, my hamstrings and things that just build up over years. So it was good just to have a really good, solid, 5 months of work. Feel really refreshed, absolutely chomping at the bit to get over here, and obviously the Ashes after this as well. But the last few weeks has been great. Obviously being dad for the first time, and just an awesome experience. Becky's been unreal back at home, so really tough leaving, but good to get over here.
And I guess one big thing has been for you and Starkey, I guess, a lack of match practice per se in terms of T20 cricket. Are you concerned by that at all heading into the tournament, or are you worried? Are you happy that everything will take care of itself?
We both played quite a lot, so it's a lot easier to get up to speed than perhaps it was at the start of our careers. We knew that match practice was going to be tough, in the current climate. So. Before I came, I did quite a few centre wicket practices with New South Wales. I was going flat out for the last month, knowing that we might not get a heap of game time before that, before the World Cup starts. So I feel really good, in a great place. It was great to go and play the practice game yesterday. I felt I got a lot out of that. So ready to go.
Thanks, Pat.
Henry Peters.
Yeah, hi, Pat. Just a question about the top order generally. You lost 3 wickets fairly quickly. Do you think that order's settled? Is there room to maybe perhaps shuffle the batting order at the top?
I think the personnel's settled. I think the only time there might be some changes is around just tactical changes within games. So it's really common in T20. You're quite fluid with the batters order, pending on matchups, game situations. So I think we're quite settled, but you might see someone jump back or forth a spot or two, depending on the match.
Sean Mortell.
Yeah, g'day, Pat. So you were talking before about with the practice matches, how they might not mean too much. Is there still something that you'll take, especially out of last night when you came up against India?
Yeah, I mean, individually, I took a lot out of it. Just trying different skills, and seeing how they, you can try them as much in the nets. It's not until you get out into the game where you can kind of get a better feel for how effective it might be. Of course, batters batting with different batters, in partnerships, all those kind of things. Match practice is great, but it is a practice match, so you see guys trying a lot of new things. I'd look at it for what it is. It's a practice match.
Yeah, definitely. And I mean, you mentioned also about how the pitch was also pretty tired. Has that been the sentiment from everyone after the IPL, that the pitches are pretty worn out?
I think, it's been sometimes, a couple of the wickets have been tired, and then a couple of times you get some really good wickets. I think the biggest chat has been the difference between the day games and the night games. The night games tend to be a bit more batter friendly. There's a bit of dew around, the ball skids on, whereas the day games are a bit drier. I think that will be a real player. Obviously, our first game's a day game, so it's good to get out there. Yesterday was a bit of a tired wicket, but perhaps might not be too far off what we can expect here on Saturday.
Yeah, and last one for me. We were talking about the batting lineup before. Is there any ideas on how the bowling unit's going to look coming into that first game?
It's going to be a good one. It's a really good problem to have. We've got 6, 7, 8 guys right at the top of their game in our squad from a bowling point of view. So that will, I'm sure, be worked out in the next little bit. But I think the conversations around our T20 side of the last couple of years has been whether we play the 5 bowlers, all out bowlers, or we play the 4 bowlers and rely on the all-rounders. So we'll see. We'll see how it plays out. That might change from game to game, but the good thing is we've got plenty of guys to pick from.
Cheers,
Louis
Pat.
Cameron.
Hi, Pat. Congrats on the arrival of the little one, mate. My question kind of goes a little bit to what you're talking about there. I guess I was going to ask if there's an acceptance that the 4 quicks are basically fighting out for 2 spots. I guess maybe a better way of asking it is, do you kind of accept that Zampa and Agar are locks, and then it's either 2 or 3 of you around that?
Yeah, thanks, Louis. I mean, there's an acceptance. We know 15 doesn't fit into 11 in this squad. So, we've made it really clear. It's a squad mentality. It's, these World Cups, I know in 2015, I felt like I could still give a lot even when I wasn't in the 11. So we're trying to, kind of instill that in everyone that, for the quicks, it might be 4 quicks trying to fit into 2 or 3, but, it's 5 games. You still might get a chance. It's professional sport. So, in terms of the Zamps and Agar being locks, don't know. I've, obviously not a selector, so I'm sure they'll work that out in the next day or 2, but unfortunately, there's going to be a couple of guys that miss out.
And so, is there an acceptance from your end that you might miss out as well, mate? I know you're the vice captain of the team, but is there a possibility that you might not play?
I think there's possibility for anyone. It's a World Cup. Whatever's best for the team, whatever the selectors think is going to be, the best side to win. Obviously, I'd be absolutely, I want to play. So we'll see what happens, but. There's someone's going to miss out.
Good luck, Pat. Cheers, mate.
Thanks, Louis.
Andrew Wu.
Yeah, g'day, Pat. Wanted to ask a sort of a bit of a left field question. I mean, you were pretty good mates with Mitch Marsh over the years, and I'm guessing you're still very good mates now. So you'd have a real good appreciation of a lot of the stuff he's gone through over the years. I mean, to say he's got an interesting relationship with the Australian public would be one way of putting it. But what's he like behind the scenes? And because I mean, all his teammates seem to say, he's one of the best blokes to have around the side. What is it that makes him such a good teammate?
Big Mitchie had his 30th birthday yesterday. Mate, he's just a great teammate. You couldn't ask for anything more. He'd do anything for the team, do anything for his teammates off the field. He just brings a great energy. great vibe. He's always up and about. Good cricketing brain, good to talk to about cricket and life, and just really refreshing. He's always got a pretty relaxed outlook on things, and works hard, trains hard, super talented, but doesn't take everything so seriously. But he's someone you just love playing alongside. He's great. I think he brings the best out of everyone else. He's when he's up and about, everyone kind of gets up and about with him. So he's been playing fantastic. Obviously had a great tour. So hopefully a big tour ahead for him.
And with some of the, I suppose he would have copped a bit in social media. I mean, how was your sort of take on how he I suppose responded to that? Because I suppose it came at a time just before when athletes and professional sporting organisations really sort of called out that type of behaviour.
Yeah, I mean it's pretty tough, but I thought he dealt with it as well as anyone could. It's pretty brutal. You've got people that don't know him as a person who are just purely making themselves feel good for that 2 seconds that they do a social media post by putting someone else down. So he's been great. He's matured. He's now 30. He's been around here for a long time. 11, 12 years ago he debuted. So he's really self-aware. I know he took time off social media. He kind of he's in a really good place. He knows himself. He knows who's important, and he's got a million people around him that absolutely love him. So don't have to worry about the haters too much.
Thanks, Pat.
Mel Farrell.
Hey, Pat, congratulations on becoming a dad as well. Just a few from me. One, you talked about the difference between the pitches during the day and under lights. From your perspective, what are the kind of deliveries or the kind of bowling that you think might work on these pitches that you're looking at?
Yeah, I think when we talk about, first of all, thanks, Mel. But I think the biggest difference is when we talk about it being dry, that kind of brings in, slow balls stopping the pitch. So not just out of the hand, but you get a real reaction out of the pitch. So I'm sure they will come into play, especially if as the tournament goes on and the wickets become more tired, if they do. But and then the night games, if they start sliding on, you've got to look at other options. So maybe it's Yorkers, bounces, try different deliveries where the pitch isn't as friendly for us bowlers.
And there's a bit of a perception out there that you're perhaps underdogs going into this tournament. Do you think that's fair? And how does that sit with the team and yourself?
Oh yeah, I think our I guess results haven't been where we'd all like them to be over the last little bit, but we haven't really spoken, to be honest, about what anyone else has been saying about us. Our whole, I guess, conversations has been, you look around the room, we've got some of the best players in the world. Everyone's fit, everyone's ready to go. The vibes, outstanding. Everyone gets on really well. We've played a lot of cricket together, so within the camp, there's a real confidence. We're excited to get started. That's about as much as we've thought about it.
And just wondering about your reaction, and sorry if I missed this first up, I couldn't get audio, but your reaction to the news that James Pattinson has retired from international cricket. He was part of that Fab Four, kind of when you and Mitch and Josh all coming up together. You overcame your injury issues, but they tended to sort of follow him more regularly. Just your reflections on hearing that news.
Yeah, I mean, first of all, I think he's had a fantastic career. It's a great story for not only to have so many injuries that he came back from, but back surgery, literally getting his back fused together and still coming back and playing Test cricket after that. I don't think there's too many people that would be able to do that. So fantastic bowler and batter, but fantastic teammate. We absolutely love playing with him. Again, one of those guys that can just lift a team on himself, by himself. We all, go behind him when he's up and about. He's great. Would do anything for the team. So, I knowing how good a player is, and obviously, he's a really close mate. I'd love to see him play 100 Test matches and do really well. But I think he'd be really proud of the career he's put together. We're going to miss him. Good thing is he's going to still play for Victoria and maybe some other cricket around the traps. But I'll miss playing for Australia alongside him, miss touring with him. He's a beauty.
Thanks, Pat.
Jono Baruch.
Cheers, Cole. G'day, Pat. Congratulations to you and Becky on the new arrival. Just a quick one. You were talking about the batting order. A lot of the commentary recently has been around Steve Smith and his place at the top of the order. Did yesterday in your mind, do you think it reminded you guys and everyone back here as to why he's so important and is such a valued member of the team, particularly in the T20 lineup?
I think we always know, Smithy's class. I'm probably the first person to sing his praises in his batting. Just tremendous love when he's out there. He's, have a real confidence, us sitting off the field. I think it's, especially with these kind of wickets, where spin and, perhaps it won't be, 200 plays 200 if the wicket is a little bit similar to, say, yesterday. He just shows his class. He's got so many different options against all types of bowling. So he's a class player. Again, another one that, I'm expecting a big impact this World Cup from him. It might not be the traditional heaps of runs. He's not open in the batting. So, don't judge T20 batters similar to how you judge Test batters. I think just the impact he can come in when he walks out against any bowler is going to be huge for us.
Certainly. And Glenn Maxwell spoke the other day about Mitch Marsh and the form that he's in. Just from you and watching him in the IPL and watching him yesterday, does it excite you and the rest of the team just seeing what he was able to do yesterday and the form he's been in over the last month and a bit?
For Maxwell or Marsh? Maxwell? It does. Yeah, for sure. He's been, unbelievable in T20 cricket for Australia the last, few years in particular. And then, having great IPL, these conditions, he's just a huge player. Batting, bowling, fielding. He's a match winner in all three. So, great to see him. Scoring plenty of runs. He knows his game so well. He's got so many options. He's another player that when he walks out to bat, you can see the opposition scrambling around for ideas as well. So, another great player. Glad he's on our team, not another team.
Cheers, Pat.
Two more to go, guys. Henry Peters, and then we'll go to Amlan from Reuters.
Pat, wickets were hard to come by for you guys against India. I know they're the favourites at the moment, but was that a concern, how difficult it was just to take wickets against them?
Oh, it's T20. It's, again, I wouldn't look too far into it. It's, chasing 140 odd, there's not a huge pressure on, batters to try and take the game on. So, it's all fine. It took plenty of wickets against New Zealand only a couple of days earlier. So, wouldn't look too far into it.
Amlan.
Hi, Pat. You spoke about the conditions. Do you really expect the spinners to dominate this tournament?
The seamers or the spinners, sorry?
Spinners.
I don't know, to be honest. I don't know. I know some IPL teams had spinners that were really successful, and then others, hardly bowled spinners at all. So, we'll see. I'm sure the quality spinners will have a real impact on the tournament, just like quality seamers will. Wait and see.
And one final question. I mean, you said how difficult it will be for the fast bowlers in day matches. So what could be the strategy for fast bowlers to do well in day matches in these conditions?
In day matches, sorry?
In these conditions.
In these conditions? I think you got to have a few options. I think it's, in T20, you've got to, just have a few different varieties. Bowling with a new ball up front is going to look quite different to how you're going to bowl at the end. So you've got to be able to adapt and, have, 2 or 3 different spells within the 20 overs that might all look slightly differently. But it's, the basics still stay the same. You've got to run in, try and bowl. Good areas, put plenty of energy on the ball.
Thank you so much.
Thanks, Amlan, and thanks everyone for joining today. And thanks again to Pat Cummins for his time this morning. We'll catch up with all of you guys tomorrow.
Thank
Thank
you.
you.
Thank you.
Thank you.